how do you say your name?
Marijn
Your last name?
Sies.
Sies. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
I perform with a few bands. One of them is Heilung. I'm a stage performer and a singer, warrior, dancer, all that stuff. And I have another band which is very small. It's called Knotenpunkt, and that's something like experimental ambient music, acoustic, but also electronics. I have a day job, which is being a teacher. I teach youngsters on a basic level to be to work in retail or logistics, and I have a specialty on how do you say that? Durability, sustainability. Yeah, that's it. Well, it's music that I like the best, but yeah, chimney's got to smoke, right? So there's a job behind this for now, and we'll see how the future will evolve.
you. The chimney's got a smoke. I've never heard that expression before.
Okay, maybe it's just a Dutch expression, but yeah, it's self-explanatory, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Somebody's got to bring home the bacon. That's the more international verb
Mhm.
to use, I guess. So,
And so are you living with your family?
yeah, I am married. I have two kids. Um, an older daughter of the two from a former marriage. She's 19, and my son is 8 years old. And we live in Delft, which is a very attractive little town near the sea. A lot of tourists come by. It's where Johan Vermeer lived and painted his famous paintings. So maybe you know it. I don't know.
Oh,
It's nice
uh,
here.
uh,
Sorry?
I wish. That sounds
Ah, yeah.
cool. How are you liking coronavirus?
I'm not liking it, but it definitely gives life more of an easy pace at the moment. Not all the time, but as a lot of things got cancelled, I was happy to still have my day job, which is of course still very necessary, and it continues to be necessary to teach. So I think I'm reluctant to be in this position and still being able to yeah, do what I have to do. Um, Without it, I would have we would have a hard time connecting the dots, and but on the other hand, it would give a lot of time, and I guess that that's the greatest gift if you can handle that, to have some extra time on your hand to make all these projects happen. And I thought I had some too, uh, but it mm, it didn't turn out to be uh, as much time or space that I was hoping for. So in my mind, I had some projects which I wanted to start. I have done art school at a moment in time, and I wanted to go back to block printing. So I tried that, lino cuts, and making music, of course. Uh, so yeah, it didn't change much, but on the social level, too much, if you understand what I mean. So my life just is a bit easier, less stressed, and it's easy to to give a class from home, from behind the laptop. It's doable. It's not the best way to teach, because you want to uh, see the youngsters and meet them in person, have contact, and there's a lot of practical information which you want to bring on, but you just can't. It's that's harder, but
Mm.
it has its downside, it has its upsides.
Mhm. And do you normally find your job fulfilling?
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Well, this on one side, yes, because it's always necessary to yeah, to help youngsters develop themselves, and on the other hand, it never stops. Um, in this job, it's just yeah, always your job is never finished. There's
Mhm.
always work to be done.
Mhm. Great. So how have you been doing personally? You said you've been less stressed throughout this?
Yeah, less stress and but also a certain laziness that I fall victim to every now and then. Uh, so there's more television, I guess. Um, but I was kind of made for this, I guess, in a way. It's not that bad.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, I do, of course, which I didn't mention, but I do, of course, miss the live shows, miss touring, miss the band. We are with Heilung a band of 20 people on tour. That is a lot, and I can all of them. I consider them to be my friends. So of course I miss them.
Mhm. And you were
Miss them a
touring the
lot.
world also.
Sorry?
You were touring the world, not just.
Yeah, we were just on our way to conquer the world, I guess. And on we stopped after New York. We had one more show in York, the old York in England, and after that we just had to stop. And that was real sad. So it was like we were on this plane together, traveling the world, and we all crashed on our own different islands. We are trying to, to survive now without the attention of public, which can be very hard for some of us. uh, but it's an outlet I'm missing dearly. Yes.
Mhm. I was gonna, I was considering coming to see you at, was it Red Rocks in
Yeah.
Colorado? Yeah, that sounded amazing.
Yeah. We were scouting the area when we were in Denver, and it's an insanely beautiful and also weird place. It's just this big red rock coming from out of the ground, which yeah, it's almost magical or alien, I
I
would
know.
say.
That's what drew me to it. It's like it seems like just such a mystical place to see,
Yeah,
like Heilung. Yeah, well, maybe it will happen. Maybe it will happen next year. Um,
it's planned, so
okay, okay,
we'll
hopefully.
hopefully. So yeah, it would be nice to see you there.
So, how are you feeling through the different stages of this? I mean, here in the United States, they were saying we're going to lock down for a month and we're going to get through this. And that was back in April. And now here we are at the end of December.
Yeah, yeah. Brace yourselves because we thought it would be over after the first wave, and I guess we had a real good summer with very low casualties, low rate casualties. Um, and but after the summer holiday, everybody went to school again, everybody went to work again, and that's when it started again. And maybe it shouldn't be a surprise, but to me and to a lot of people it was, and especially now that during the holiday time, we are in a lockdown and we cannot go out. We're not able to go to a restaurant or a bar. Movies are closed. You can go and take a hike, of course, in nature, which we do a lot, and that's what and I think that's what this period is good for, just to reconnect with your loved ones, yourself, and nature. So that's what we do. But
Um,
it's been it's been up and down through all the episodes in Corona.
and how did you feel when you heard that there was a vaccine?
I have mixed feelings about this because, of course, vaccine will allow us to go back to normal as quick as possible. On the other hand, I think there is an issue we need to resolve with all of humanity, with the planet, and we were hoping that this was a good moment to figure out how to move on in a sustainable way. But it's not going to happen, I'm afraid. But I think it has given us a good impulse to reconnect and rethink our way of living and using this planet. I sincerely hope that some
You,
of that.
you mean
Sorry.
you mean sustainable as in sustainable for the environments, for the planets?
Yeah, maybe in the most broad in the most broad sense, uh, we also need to sustain our our way of being part of mankind. Um, so not only the environment, but also in our way that we are living in a community, in society. Uh, if there's one thing that Corona has shown us, then it's that we are with too many in some cities and areas. It's just too many people, and it's you can't just say, okay, let's spread all over the globe, but there's certainly a lesson in it, and I do not have the answer yet, but of course, but yeah, it's food for thought in any way. And a vaccine is good to have, but I'm also a little afraid that if we are going to use it worldwide, then we just think, okay, this is a simple solution. Let's get on, and it's business as usual with all side effects.
Mhm. What was your worst day through all this?
My worst day, I think, that I fooled myself, that I thought that I wanted to, how do you say that? I wanted to go to the movies, and I thought I could, but I couldn't. I think that's the worst. So it's not, yeah. And of course, um, gradually seeing that we couldn't perform anymore. So, but that was already kind of quick that we realized we weren't able to do shows. I think it was even the second weekend of March of this year. Me and my wife wanted to go to Chelsea Wolf concert in Amsterdam, but that one got cancelled because she was on her flight back to uh, the US, and then we thought, hey, something's really going wrong. Um, they won't cancel Heilung, will they? But of course, everything got cancelled, and it's a bad thing that everything is postponed every time. So when we thought, okay, first wave over, let's brace ourselves and let's get on to the fall, the autumn, and let's have a show in Copenhagen, which was coming up in December. But yeah, in I think August, September, that got cancelled, and we wanted to go, of course, in March, coming March, we wanted to go again, but got cancelled, and so yeah, it's postponing, replanning, and that's a very frustrating process. And of course, I'm not the one arranging all that, but of course the messages come through, and it's every time you hear, okay, postpone, postpone. So maybe I'm already um, accustomed to that. I'm afraid. Yeah.
Hmm. What was your best day through this?
My best day was realizing, and that happens a lot, but realizing that life can be so simple, and I still feel happy and lucky to have people, family, friends, and although I'm not able to hold everyone, um, it can be simple, and I love that, and I'm thankful almost. Yeah, I think I'm thankful for life being, uh, yeah, being that simple. It can be that simple.
Excellent. So, how has this pandemic changed you, if it's changed you in any way?
Hmm. It didn't change me yet. So maybe if it lasts longer, it will. But mm, like I said, I was made for this almost. I can live like this. It's not it's not like you have to adapt yourself. Yeah, of course, but yeah, it's like that. It's an adaptation more than a change for me. So, but we'll see if this takes too long, or this is the first of many pandemics. I don't know. But mm, sorry, what was your question again?
How has this pandemic changed
Oh, it
you?
changed. Yeah.
Or, how has this changed your way of thinking?
Yeah, well, of course it it's it gives you enough to think about life and think about the world, as I earlier said. So hmm, I I'm not seeing where we are going. So that maybe is the most frightening of it all, that we finally get to see a glimpse of what the apocalypse is like. And so yeah, that's my darkest thought on it. So I think if we go out in as in um, all humanity, then it starts with something like this, I guess. So yeah, so I am tend to think more realistic, and sometimes very. It's a dark thought, not a depressing thought, but yeah, there's something extra in the back of my mind now. So that is definitely a little change there is. And on the other side, it changed it changes also to value life more, and simple life, and think about the skills you have to survive, I guess. So maybe I need to grow my own crops, something like that.
Oh, you can. It will be pretty hard for us here in New
Yeah.
York. We have a we have fire escapes.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can use them.
Hmm. Yeah, vertical farming.
I see friends making other plans. Instead of going on stage, they make kombucha now. and try to sell it, which is a very good idea. But you have to think about alternative careers if yours is a stage bound career or something else in that direction. I think the arts will survive, but live arts is having a real hard time, of course. I don't know how you have that in New York.
Oh yeah, you can't go and see any live shows, any gatherings. Uh, like all bars are shut down officially, and restaurants you can't eat indoors, and
Yeah.
it's getting pretty cold. Trains are running almost like normal, but they stop after 2 a.m. now, whereas they used to run all night.
Yeah. Wow. So there's not an evening clock, but you need to be
Yeah,
home at
there's
2.
a few, yes, everything has to close, all nightlife has to close after 10.
Well,
But yeah, at first they said you have to close after 10. Now bars have to be closed completely.
wow. Uh, yeah, it is similar as here, but I was just thinking that my getting to know New York was a really happy moment in my life that we were there with Heilung, and now I have this image of a very dark and cold city. So how are you holding up in that environment?
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. I really had to learn to adapt. Jobs were slowing down even before coronavirus, and I wasn't too enthusiastic about it. So now I've just taken this time during the pandemic to focus on art and focus on my video skills and just started all that work on Instagram. So it's been amazing. And meeting supportive people like you, it's been really great.
Yeah, is that something that happens more now than
Um,
before?
or doing art.
Supportive people doing for yeah. So compared to the normal situation, is there more support now?
I feel like um, I've always had supportive people around me, but during this pandemic, I feel like I've really honed in on the people that have common interests as me, or people that I would like to work with, um, and really allowing myself to be true to my deepest deepest desires about what I want to create.
Cool.
Whereas I used to try to make myself like things that I didn't have as strong gravitation towards it.
Mm.
I tried to make myself like things because it was less scary than it's like trying to do something that you really care about. I think that's why.
Which is actually pretty cool to think that yeah, that something like this can help in a way to get closer to yourself, right? So closer to the core.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm very grateful. Well, thank you so much. It's been so great to get to know you and to talk to you, and everything you've said has just been very inspirational.
Okay, thank you. And it's an honor that you asked me for this interview. So I want to thank you too. Yeah, and I was really struck with your question, but also your art is yeah, I like it a lot. It's tend to view the darker side of our lives a bit, and that's sometimes like a slap in the face, but it's also there's beauty in it, I guess. So thanks for pointing that out.
Ah, yes, thank you. I feel like my job in the world is to make beautiful things, but I feel like I'm just drawn to things that other people may not want to look
Mm,
at
mm.
most of the time. All right. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. See you.